Bronze medalist in 2012. Please welcome Rafal Dudek.
Rafal Dudek has some experience against some top-level fighters. In fact, Myrtle Grunhart, who will be challenging for the welterweight championship of the world next month, fought him about 10 years ago. And Grunhart's trainer, Mike Passanier, one of the best in the business today, liked what he saw, brought him to the Netherlands, and he's worked to cultivate him into the fighter he is today.
And Dudek didn't even have a camp at that point, so Mike took him under, and he's done some good things with Mike's gym. He's got an impressive 31 fights. He's really talented, so let's see what he can do. Unfortunately, Big Mike not able to be in his corner tonight. So
he becomes the first Israeli fighter to compete under the Glory banner. Please welcome Itay Gershon.
This man holds the distinction of being the first ever Israeli fighter to sign with Glory Kickboxing, and his message to us in the fighter meeting was, it's about time.
yeah, he wants to put on fights, and he wants to put on exciting ones. He made his name in the sport with some spectacular knockouts. He's explosive, and he's going to take advantage of openings when he sees them. Look for big things coming from Gershon.
Itay Gershon. Here's our tale of the tape. It's Israel versus Poland tonight. Itay Gershon fighting Dudek in the lightweight division, 154 pounds. As you can see, Gershon, 24 years old. Dudek's been doing this for a long time, Joe. He's 33 years old and holds a 1-inch reach advantage.
And it's Dudek that also has the advantage when it comes to professional fights with 31 versus the 17 of Gershon. You got to also know that Dudek also has 140 amateur fights, so that experience is going to be one of his best weapons in this fight.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division of Glory. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, a Polish national champion who brings a record of 20 wins and 11 losses, 9 of those wins coming by knockout. He makes his Glory debut tonight. He stands 5 feet 11 and 1/2 inches, 1.82 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at 153 and 1/2 pounds, 69.6 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Nowy Sącz, Poland, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Rafal Dudek. Here now is his opponent, fighting out of the white corner, Canada's one of the Middle East great strikers. His professional record, 13 wins with 4 losses, 5 of those wins coming by way of knockout. At 5 feet 9 and 1/2 inches, 1.76 meters, he weighed in at 153 and 1/2 pounds, 69.6 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Israel, ladies and gentlemen, here is Itay Gershon. The third man inside the Glory ropes. Your referee is Paul Nichols.
Gentlemen, you understand the rules that you're fighting to. Protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Do you have any questions? Touch gloves if you like. Push back. Judge.
Rafal Dudek out of Poland,
back.
Lives now in the Netherlands, trains out of Mike's gym. 34 years old, said he started fighting at 17. So half his life he's been doing this, and boy, it got dark in a hurry. And that may have, who knows, cost Gershon a moment there. He backed up against the ropes, took a few punches. Gershon wearing the white gloves, Dudek in the black, Joe.
Right away, you're going to see this fight's going to be about the boxing of Dudek versus the kicks of Gershon. Looks like Dudek's going to put the pressure on, and that pressure is going to help him avoid those kicks.
Gershon told us his goal in Glory is to be the first ever champion in this organization from the Middle East. I think he's good enough to do that, Joe.
Right. He looks good, he's impressive, and what I like about it is those kicks. They can come at any angle, any level, any time.
Gershon's trainer told us the biggest hindrance for him becoming as good as he can be is that it's hard for him to get fights where he lives in Israel. The quality is just not there.
Break! Right!
You already see some swelling around the right eye of Gershon.
It's Dudek putting pressure on with his boxing, staying active with his straight punches, and he just, oh, they both clipped each other. Dudek's doing a good job at avoiding those low kicks.
Dudek's favorite athlete growing up in Poland was Andrew Galata, who famously hit Riddick Bowe with several low blows at Madison Square Garden. Dudek said, "It's a dream to fight here. As soon as I heard Madison Square Garden, I thought Andrew Galata fought in this building."
Dudek's doing a good job at landing those straight punches. He's doubling up his jab, straights right down the middle. There's those power kicks of Gershon.
You can hear that one. Redness already showing up on the right side of the body of Dudek. Shoulder, back, arm.
Nice block by Dudek.
But you're right, the boxing skills of Dudek clearly seem to be more advanced than Gershon. Gershon starting low, ending high, and there's another quick jab from Dudek, and that high kick connected.
And he's mixing level with his punches and kicks now, and that's what's making him successful.
A very busy opening round for both these fighters.
Dudek trying to showcase some of his kicks as well.
Some spinning attack there from Gershon. Entertaining round one. And a nice 1-2 to polish it off for the Israeli. Here's more information on Itay Gershon. As I mentioned, the first Israeli fighter to sign with Glory, and he's very well trained in both Muay Thai and boxing.
And you can see some of his favorite moves. He's already trying to use them today. He's going with that left hook to the body. He's mixed in a spinning back kick. He's been spinning kicks, and that's what makes him very exciting, that he's really looking to land those spectacular techniques.
As for Rafal Dudek out of Poland, a former amateur and professional champion, over 100 fights as an amateur.
And that's where he feels his biggest advantages in here. When we asked him in the pre-fight interview, he's like, I got over 100 amateur fights with my professional record. So he says that's his biggest advantage.
And yes, you read correctly, he has appeared in some Polish movies, mainly as a fighter. In fact, one time he said he was an actor playing an inmate that escaped jail and got into fights. Here he is getting into a fight in Madison Square Garden, a dream come true for both these athletes, quite frankly. Nice stuff from Gershon. Boy, he can really hammer you.
Yeah, he's got a lot of good power in his kicks, but I like when he was doing in the first round, mixing his kicks with his punches. Throwing single kicks all the time won't score all the time. Add some punches before, add some punches after. There's his left knee mixed with his punches.
And Gershon has picked up some highlight reel knockouts with some of his spectacular offense. And if he could get another one here tonight in his Glory debut in this building, fans would remember it for some time to come. Like getting hit by a 2x4. Break! Joe, can that thudding sound, can that be deceptive?
Well, there's slaps, right? And you got to think, too, they're to the arm. Even though they're doing damage, we got to see if the judges are scoring those arm kicks. I say it every time, those arms, the kicks hit off the arm. You got to be careful on how the judges are scoring that. So I'd like to see Gershon change levels. Go back to those low kicks, mixing that left high kick he threw in the first round.
Oh. He's starting to tenderize the right side of Dudek's body right now. You can see the bruising on the rib cage. And when you see that sort of damage appearing on your opponent, you're thinking, why change anything? I'm destroying his left side of the right side of his body. Break! And Dudek, all of a sudden, moving much more slowly, not quite as active.
Yeah, his punches aren't as effective anymore. The snap in his punches out. So it's not really slowing Gershon down, and this is a better round for Gershon.
Body shot there from Gershon. It goes right back down to the body. And now Gershon's starting to open up with some punches.
And he's mixing levels. He's hitting the body, trying to mix head, body, head.
Gershon 2 inches shorter than Dudek, but it appears to be a little bit more than that. He still manages to get that high kick up near the face.
And it's Dudek that's closing the distance. Or he should be staying out, using his jab from a longer range. He's allowing Gershon to get inside and use his body punches and low kicks.
Round 1 was very close. Round 2 was not a great round for Itay Gershon.
Yeah, that first round could definitely go either way. And that second round definitely favors Gershon. There's a nice straight left from Gershon. And he's showcasing good mix of punches and kicks. There he slips off the right hand of Dudek. Clinches up to avoid more boxing.
Great shot by our camera crew there in the truck. Look at the right side of the body of Rafal Dudek, Joe.
Yeah, those are really slowing Dudek down with his combinations and his boxing, and that's a perfect strategy to shut down a boxer. Keep throwing those kicks. It's going to help prevent the boxer from trying to throw his punches.
I would think that at least the right arm, why would Dudek even pull it up off his ribcage? You just want to keep it there to protect yourself. Have you ever had damage quite like that on your body during a fight?
No, not really. But what happens is, even though those are blocked, a lot of those are the toes smacking behind the guard. But that's a lot of damage happening.
Yo.
This is the third and final round. Itay Gershon, the first Israeli fighter ever to fight for glory wearing white gloves. Rafal Dudek out of Poland in the black. So what's the message now to Dudek? How does he get back in this fight?
Well, I feel he needs to keep his distance a little bit more, stay a little longer, keep his jab on the outside. He wants to avoid the close range fighting because that's where Gershon's most dangerous.
And a spinning back kick from Gershon, who seems to have all the exciting moves in his arsenal. Yeah, he's starting to fight with a little confidence. You can tell more of a swagger now for Itay. In round 1, Joe, Dudek's boxing was seemingly on a completely different level, but as the fight's gone on, Gershon seems to even be getting better with the hands.
Yeah, because he's closing that distance. He's putting the pressure, he's staying close, which makes it harder for the taller fighter to land his straight punches.
The last time you saw glory, we were in Paris, France. Oh, there's a high kick, and that may have done some damage to Dudek, who's still not quite right on his feet. I was going to say we had open scoring in between rounds. You could see the scores from the judges. That is not the case here in New York tonight. The fighters do not know where they stand, nor do we, nor do you. Just no zip in the punches at all for Dudek now.
Break! Keep your heads up, both of you. Fight!
Nice body shot, low kick.
And again, goes back to the well.
Gershon keeps switching stances. There's those spin kicks. Man, he keeps throwing one way, switches stances. He's constantly kicking from different stances, which makes it very difficult for Dudek to figure out where they're coming from.
Cor Himmers, who is our matchmaker here in Glory, sitting ringside right now, and you know he's looking at Gershon saying, I want to get this guy back in there as soon as I can. He's exciting to watch, and he's really good.
Definitely.
A great debut so far for Gershon. Going back to the body and then works upstairs again. And Dudek taking a lot of damage here in round 3. And another right hand.
I just love how he's changing levels with his kicks, with his boxing. When you change levels, it opens up different areas. That's how you set up knockouts. When you headhunt, your opponent's going to keep his hands tight on his head. got to change levels.
20 seconds to go here. The glory debut for both fighters, and it's certainly gone much better for Gershon, particularly in rounds 2 and 3. Just as I say that, Dudek lands a couple of power punches. And that's it. An entertaining scrap here at the theater at Madison Square Garden. Dudek and Gershon. And as we look at the total strikes, Gershon 130 landed, Dudek 65. Exactly twice as many more strikes landed for the Israeli.
And those 65 strikes mostly happened in the first round, and those second and third round, it was all Gershon really putting the pressure on the inside, landing good boxing, mixing levels. Beautiful debut for Gershon.
The official decision when we come back. We are back here at Madison Square Garden. Todd Grisham and Joseph Valtellini ringside for this entertaining scrap between Dudek and Gershon.
And it started off a very close fight where Dudek was able to use his straight punches, but as the fight progressed, it was Gershon really doing a good job at getting in on the inside, changing levels with his punches, and this was the end of a good exchange. But in my opinion, it goes at least 2 rounds to 1 for Gershon.
Joseph Valtellini going out on a limb, saying Gershon wins it 2 rounds to 1. Maybe it's not that big a limb, but here are the final strike count punches. Gershon landing 71 compared to 49, and of course the kicks off the charts.
And you can see it's the strikes absorbed. It was really Gershon looking to attack the body and the legs, where Dudek was really focusing mostly on his head punches.
The official decision now. Here's Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of kickboxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. Here's how our 3 ringside judges score this bout. All see it the same, 30-27. A unanimous decision for your winner, Itay Gershon.
It was unanimous, no controversy here tonight. And Rafal Dudek may not want to sleep on the right side of his body tonight.
No, but you got to be impressed with Itay Gershon really showcasing spectacular techniques and an exciting style, and that's what we continuing to need in the glory ring.
Can't wait to see what the Israeli has in store for us in the months ahead.